Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. There's always that one player on every NFL team, the one grinding in the trenches, delivering consistent performances, but somehow flying under the radar while the stars grab the headlines. For the Miami Dolphins, that guy is without a doubt Zach Sieler. And finally, a national outlet is giving him the recognition he deserves. Pro Football Focus just released their list of the most underrated players from every team in the league, and they tapped Sieler as the Dolphins' most overlooked star. Honestly, they nailed it. Even with two back-to-back standout seasons, Sieler's name rarely gets tossed around in national conversations. But for anyone who's been paying attention, especially Dolphins fans, his impact is impossible to ignore. This isn't about hype. It's about production, consistency, and stepping up when the lights are brightest. Let's rewind a bit. The Dolphins suffered a massive gut punch last offseason when defensive tackle Christian Wilkins signed a massive 4-year, $110 million deal with the Las Vegas Raiders. That was a hard pill to swallow. Wilkins was a fan favorite, a leader on and off the field, and a wrecking ball on the interior of the defensive line. Losing a player like that isn't just a talent drain, it's an emotional hit too. But while everyone was understandably focused on what Miami lost, the conversation missed a crucial point: what they still had. Enter Zach Sieler, a quieter presence maybe, but one who has been putting in work since the day he arrived. Sieler's journey has been anything but conventional. He wasn't a high-profile first-round pick, he wasn't courted with glitz and glamour, but what he's done is grind every snap, every season. And in 2023, the Dolphins showed they knew his worth, locking him up with a 3-year, $38.65 million extension before the season kicked off. That kind of deal says, we believe in you. And boy, did he justify that belief. With Wilkins gone in 2024, many wondered if Sieler could carry more of the load. Not only did he carry it, he thrived under the pressure. Here's where the numbers tell the real story. Sieler posted 10 sacks from the interior defensive line in 2024. That's a number typically reserved for elite edge rushers, not interior guys battling double teams every snap. And get this, he did it with 102 fewer pass rush snaps than the year before. In 2023, he had 573 pass rushing attempts. In 2024, just 471, yet the sack total stayed the same. That's called efficiency. That's called impact. And that's why PFF's recognition matters. They didn't just look at raw stats. They looked at context, which makes Sieler's performance even more impressive. Pro Football Focus graded Sieler with a 78.9 overall score, his second highest career mark, and that landed him tied for 11th at his position across the league. His 71.5 pass rush grade might not seem flashy at first glance, but it was good for 24th overall, and that's out of a lot of defensive linemen. What stands out, though, is the fact that he led the position in total sacks for the year. Let that sink in. While many interior defenders were racking up tackles and holding the line, Sieler was finishing plays, dropping quarterbacks, flipping momentum, and keeping offenses honest. That's a game changer. And let's not forget, in 2023, he also recorded 10 sacks, but he had the benefit of Christian Wilkins drawing double teams and disrupting plays beside him. In 2024, Sieler was the main guy, the focus of offensive game plans, the one opposing coordinators schemed against. But despite the increased attention, the production didn't dip. That speaks volumes about his technique, his motor, and his football IQ. It's one thing to rack up numbers when you're playing next to a superstar. It's another thing entirely to maintain those numbers when you're the primary target. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments. What's your take on the Fins this week? Dolphins fans have long appreciated what Zach Sieler brings to the table. He's become a fan favorite, not just because of his stats, but because of his effort, grit, and dependability. He's the kind of player who shows up, keeps his head down, and works. You won't see him dancing in front of the cameras or calling out opponents. But come game day, he's there every down, every quarter, every moment that matters. That type of consistency is rare, and it's something Miami's defense has come to rely on heavily in recent years. It's time the rest of the league catches on. Recognition from a respected outlet like PFF is a good start, but Sealer deserves to be mentioned in conversations about the league's top interior linemen. Not just because of what he did last season, but because of the trend, the steady climb, the growth, the proven track record. He's not a one-year wonder. He's a cornerstone of Miami's defensive identity. And in a league that often chases flash over substance, Sealer is proving that substance still matters. With the 2025 season looming, the expectations for the Dolphins are sky high. And while much of the attention will focus on stars like Tua, Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill, and Jalen Ramsey, the engine of this team, especially on defense, runs through players like Zach Sealer. He might not lead the jersey sales, but he leads in something far more important: impact on the field. His ability to anchor the line, collapse pockets, and disrupt opposing offenses gives Miami a crucial edge in every matchup they face. So here's the bottom line. Zach Sealer isn't just the Dolphins' most underrated player. He's one of the NFL's most undervalued talents, period. And if 2024 is any indication, he's just getting started as the Dolphins push deeper into playoff contention and look to establish themselves as perennial contenders. Guys like Sealer are going to be at the heart of that journey. It's about time the spotlight found him, because what he's done in Miami deserves more than quiet respect. It demands recognition league-wide. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up.